Van Dijk. Solitude has been buffed up, paint has been applied, seats have been installed. Giorgio Samaras with that remarkable record with 5 away goals in last season's competition. Celtic boss Neil Lennon wondering how come his team have to play an extra qualifying round despite the fact they finished in the last 16 last season. There are the two huddles. I don't know who's thought of it first. Cliftonville's traditional huddle. Both sides wearing new home kit this season. And Chris, you know what nerves are all about. How important are the opening 5, 10, 15 minutes?
I think it's only natural that the Cliftonville players will feel some nerves. They'll want to get a first early touch, a good first touch, and get comfortable and try to build on that. So I mean, it is key. It depends, I think, what Celtic do. Whether they'll come out and have a go, as Jim Magilton maybe suggested. Quite often in European games, the first 20 minutes, it's a case of sizing each other out. But I think he's right. I think Celtic might have a go at them and see what Cliftonville are made of, and if they can get an early goal, it'll really put the pressure on Cliftonville.
It's an all-Ukrainian team of match officials this evening, and we're underway. First touch for Boyce. Liam Boyce down under the challenge, and a very decent start for Cliftonville. A free kick in a danger position in the opening 20 seconds.
Great start for Cliftonville, and a little sort of show of what they are going to do. They came out and wanted to attack straight away. Good first touch from Liam Boyce, and he's got that ability, Michael, to drift in and pass people. And the only unfortunate thing is I don't think they've got a natural left-footed player on the pitch, and that's certainly what this favours, a left-footer. So it looks like Liam Boyce will have a go.
Mullen was standing over the ball. Fraser Foster's come in for some criticism for his performances pre-season. He performed well enough last season to get a call up by England. The Wall did their job, and the momentum at Cliftonville has been lost. Scott Brown trying to chase down in midfield against Ryan Catney. Played across by Smith to his defensive partner Jamie McGovern. And Ronan Scannell, all his experience, all 34 years of it. And a first touch for the Northern Ireland Football Writers Young Player of the Year, Conor Devlin. It's a long hoist upfield. Header won by F.A. Ambrose. There he is, Confederations Cup man for Nigeria. And it should be got away by Izzy Guerra. Ball won back. Caldwell tries to get the shot in. Might fall for Johnson. Brown tidies up for Celtic. Samaras. You have to see the Scottish champions really get outside their own half. Nice run by Samaras, though. This is Forrest on the left-hand side. Forrest taking on McMullen. Decent cross in. Back post header off the bar. And might it fall for Samaras? Too many bodies there. And an early let-off for Cliftonville. And it was Commons at the back post with a header. 2 minutes gone. Chris, and it was Chris Commons very nearly putting Celtic in front.
Yeah, great play from Forrest. George McMullen got isolated there, and Forrest went past him quite easily, and stands it up to the back post. Commons goes back across the goalkeeper. He's unlucky. He comes off the bar, and Cliftonville just managed to smother it away. So it shows that Celtic, I mean, they can break very quickly. Samaras glided down the pitch there, and suddenly there's an opportunity. So whilst Cliftonville have had a decent start, it shows you the quality that Celtic have. They can cut them apart.
Ball won back by Catney. Celtic throw in. Mikael Lustig playing it right back. Former Rosenborg man. And that ball is cleared away by Kelvin Wilson. Samaras linking up well. And again, there's room on the left-hand side for James Forrest. Forrest has got 3 shirts to aim at, goes himself. And I think Barry Johnson just did enough to put him off.
Yeah, again, Forrest. I mean, George McMullen again faced 1v1 against Forrest, and he's so quick, Forrest. We know about his pace, and George will struggle with that. And if they continually get him 1v1 situations, then that's going to be a real danger for Cliftonville. And I think George McMullen will possibly be looking at Kieran Caldwell. Can he get a little bit deeper and help him out a little bit there? Because if he's isolated like that, then it's going to lead to opportunities.
Big clearance by Devlin, away by Wilson for Celtic. There is the skipper for the night. He says he's just holding on to the captain's armband before waiting for Chris Scannell to get back and match fit. And Foster's clearance, not all that he would have wished for. Tallest man ever to play for Celtic, apparently, born on St Patrick's Day. Forward by Johnson. Flag is up against Joe Gormley. Gormley getting the nod ahead of Jeremy O'Carroll.
Yeah, he's a good 2 yards off, and he needs to be mindful of that. And that's what Gormley brings to it. I mean, he wants to play in the last man. And even when the flag went up, his first instinct was to try to get a shot away, despite the flag has gone up against him. But he's very good at that. He doesn't need much backlift, and he make the goalkeeper work. So we all know of the threat of Joe Gormley. It's whether Celtic know of that.
Tommy Breslin said he agonised about his team selection. Eamon Sedak, the man who played in the cup final, was one of the disappointed men. Gormley tussling with Izagirre, and the Honduran international puts the ball out of play. We have Celtic fans from Scotland, we have Celtic fans from this side of the Irish Sea, we have Celtic fans we share from other parts of Europe. We've got loads of Cliftonville fans. Every seat is occupied. And Celtic, when they have the ball, with Berham Kayal on this occasion, at pace, down under the challenge, play on, says the Croatian referee. McMullen looking for Gormley. Showed too much of that to Emilio Izagirre. Here's Scott Brown. Catley trying to win possession for the Reds, and he does so. McMullen looks to see where Forrest is. Caldwell. Liam Boyce. Very neat. McMullen. Caldwell putting Wilson under pressure. Let's see if Foster's kicking is any better on this occasion. Looking for Samaras and nodded away by McMullen. Samaras. He's such a big fella. He seems to have an extra couple of gears. Looking again for Forrest on the left-hand side. And on this occasion, McMullen won that little tussle. Izagirre. Brown. 9 red jerseys behind the ball. Brown. Stokes, the Republic of Ireland international. Gets the ball back from Samaras. Anthony Stokes. And that should be and is an easy take for Conor Devlin.
Nice little link up again. Stokes, I mean, he's probably, Celtic, if you look at it, he's probably the biggest goal threat, and links quite well with Samaras there. Chokes his shot a little bit and doesn't really work Conor Devlin.
Gormley, is it going to break for him? Well, Boyce is waiting for Gormley. I think Gormley is waiting for Boyce, but they have got a corner, Cliftonville.
Yeah, and a real indecision in the Celtic back four there. When that dropped, none of the Celtic defenders reacted to it, and both Gormley and Boyce seemed to leave it for each other. And
the long ball seems to be working for Cliftonville, but in the end, happy just to hack it away. 4 in the penalty area. Foster punches only as far as McMullen. Johnson off Izagirre and away by Commons. Caldwell loses out and away by Berham Kayal. Header by McGovern to Ronan Scannell. 8.5 minutes gone. Chris, how do you think Tommy Bresnell will be feeling on the Cliftonville bench?
I mean, I think he'd probably be reasonably happy. They've had a couple of scares, but I mean, he wants to probably get to that 20-minute mark. You know, it's a sort of psychological milestone in a game, and if they can get to that point and still be at 0-0, they'll look to get to half time. So far, I mean, it's okay. They're not being totally exposed, and there's a couple of sort of half chances, and that last little bit of indecision will give them hope.
Ronan Scannell's given the ball away. Samaras. Zagera makes himself available. There's room again for James Forrest. And now two men getting in Forrest's way. Samaras. It was Boyce. It's Garrett doing defensive work, and here is Boyce breaking, linking up with Gormley. Scannell crosses the halfway line. Cliftonville show too much of that though to Celtic, and little flick by Samaras. And Commons couldn't get past Jamie McGovern. Is there a little shove in the back of Gormley? Notices the referee. Wilson. Is he Gare? This is James Forrest. Samaras goes down. Catney says, "Welcome to solitude." And there'll be a little word from the match official. Let's see if Ryan Catney gets anything on the ball. Well, he did there. Zagera. Stokes. Forrest. Flag stays down for Stokes. Vital interception. Back with Forrest. Zagera. Samaras is there. The header was never threatening though. He's a presence. Yeah, he's a threat. Yeah, he's a real threat so far, and Cliftonville, I think, are going to have to get closer to him as the game develops, because he's coming off into space in between midfield and the front position, and he's causing Cliftonville problems. Even that little foul previously from Catney, he's coming into those spaces, and he'll hurt Cliftonville if they don't identify him quicker than they're doing at the minute, and he's causing them problems in there. You see him getting into the box. He's an aerial threat as well. Another long ball by Connor Devlin. Ambrose. Boyce. Chance. Oh. Interception by Kelvin Wilson. Commons. Gives the ball away. Here goes Garrett. Putting Lustig under pressure. Mikael Lustig, the Swedish international.
I thought just moments ago there Boyce was going to get an opportunity, and it broke. We've seen him so often when he gets in that situation, he can just shift it and get a strike away, but unfortunately for him, Kelvin Wilson stood up and defended the situation quite well.
Forster. He's not getting it right at all. The clearance kicks.
No, he's not, and Cliftonville will be quite happy, because it eases a little bit of pressure, allows them to slow the game down. They want to keep it at a slower pace, and that's just giving them those opportunities.
Zagera, Forrest, Samaras. Forrest. Scored a debut goal against Motherwell 3 years ago. Challenging Caldwell, free kick for Cliftonville. Boyce is with Ambrose. The ball is floated in. Forster. That's more commanding from the Celtic goalkeeper.
Yeah, I would expect Fraser Forster to do that probably most of the evening, Michael, because, I mean, the sheer size of him, if you hang the ball up at all, he's just going to come and take it, and he'll find it quite easy to do that.
Man from the north of England, born in Hexham. Another long ball. Easy nod back by F.A. Ambrose.
It's quite interesting, Michael, just looking at the way Cliftonville or Celtic are lining up. They've basically strung 4 up front. They've just pushed everybody forward, and that kick out there, it was basically a 4 across the front, nearly like a 4-2-4, and that's an indication of how they see themselves getting joy in this match, just getting the ball forward quickly.
Bit of head tennis. And, nicely tidied up by Cliftonville. It's a high ball by Mark Smith. Away by Ambrose, only as far as Joe Gormley. Boyce. Just too many hoop shirts around him. There's space on this near side for Cliftonville captain George McMullen. There's Gormley. That's Ambrose beating him to the ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball in from McMullen, and Joe Gormley, that's the situation where he just has to be a little bit stronger and hold the defender off and try to retain the ball, but Cliftonville still have a throw in high up the pitch.
Boyce trying to get it back to his captain. That's a foul, but play on, says the referee. Boyce, 2 defenders in front of him. Barry Johnson keeps it alive for Garrett. This is a good passage of play for Cliftonville. Ronan Scannell inside the area, and Lustig just too much for him. Just get the sense there might be a little bit of a half chance at some stage, but if Cliftonville push forward too much, the pace of Celtic could catch them. This is Forrest, who's been the big threat on the left-hand side, taking on McMullen. Oh, great challenge, great interception, and well played, George McMullen. Garrett. Cliftonville getting to grips with this match now. We've played 16 minutes.
That was well defended by George McMullen. Again, he got left 1v1 and was watching Kieran Caldwell. Could he get back quickly? Could he get himself into a position to help him out? And he didn't really, and it left George 1v1 again, but he was able to block the ball at the near post.
I'm sure at half-time Tommy Breslin will emphasise keep possession of the ball. Commons is onside. Chris Commons, first touch. Oh! That was an opportunity.
Yeah, really poor defending from Cliftonville. They just let Chris Commons run.
Poor defending though by Celtic. Gormley's done well. Down under the challenge of Ambrose. The referee said there was an advantage, and the advantage is gone. Well, it's nothing if not eventful. Here is Chris Commons. At his first touch just a moment ago, been better. He could have put his side in front. As it is, he's won them a free kick.
It's really open, isn't it, Michael? You watch this here. Commons just makes the run, and Ronan Scannell just lets him run. Tries to play offside, and they don't have they're not in line, and it's poor defending. If he runs with them, he can defend it better. And he's fortunate that Commons' touch doesn't set him in front of the goal. It takes him. He has to wait on it.
And he was maybe looking into the sun as well.
Well, yeah. But again, how open is the match? I mean, from there, Cliftonville broke and possibly had an opportunity. Liam Boyce gave it away in the edge of the box, and then suddenly Celtic are back on the attack. So it's interesting how open the match is at this stage, and I sense there'll be a goal fairly soon if it keeps continuing in this vein.
Commons and Brown standing over the ball. It's the left foot of Commons all along the ground. Good block by Jamie McGovern. Garrett, though, has lost out. And here's an opportunity for Celtic trying to square the ball into the path of Giorgio Samaras. That was Lustig. And the danger for the moment is gone.
That's good front play there. That's exactly what you want from your centre forward, because it's a really difficult job there. He's come into his own half. He's got his back to the game, and the best thing he can do there is draw a free kick, and that's exactly what he does. Super centre forward play.
Well, man, he should know all about it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the hard part of the job. It's the unglamorous bit. He's used to scoring goals, but
there's confidence from Conor Devlin.
Well, he's a confident guy. We know that with Conor Devlin. This game will not faze him.
Ronan Scannell. The lights are on here for some reason. Maybe in the darker portions of the pitch it's just a little bit too dark. So at the moment, I would say it's the Cliftonville fans who'll be the happier.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be fairly happy. I mean, I worry about them when they go forward that Celtic will counter. They need to think about one of their midfield too, just being really disciplined and not getting overexcited and going and trying getting involved. Because it's when Celtic break, that's when they look their most dangerous. But I feel that Cliftonville can get at Celtic's back four. They've shown that so far.
Mark Smith it was who gave the ball away. Izagirre overlapping. Samaras is at the back post. That's looking for the Greek. He's not that tall though. And Scannell happy to escort that ball out of play. Quick throw to Stevie Garrett. Boyce trying to find a strike partner, Joe Gormley. And Wilson to Izagirre. A beautiful evening in North Belfast. It has the feel of a, not quite an exhibition game, but it is remarkably open. Long ball for Stokes. Little touch off the head of McMullen.
Cliftonville are trying to play a line. I see George McMullen having a go at the assistant on the far side, and that's a couple of times they've looked for offsides, and they haven't got it so far, and it's something they need to be very careful with.
Stokes will leave the corner to Chris Commons. Kayal is up. Samaras is around the penalty spot. Gives you a sense of the sunshine. Commons with the corner. Doesn't find a hoop jersey. Well, it deflects off the back of Mikael Lustig. And I'm sure Neil Lennon, if it stays 0-0 at half-time, will have plenty of things to say.
Well, yeah, I can see that it's not going to be easy for his team. I mean, Cliftonville are a decent side. You know, they're on their home pitch, and they're going to be highly motivated. You would expect that they'll tire in the game, and 0-0 at half-time's by far, you know, it's not a bad result for them, or it's not a bad scoreline.
Well, Jimmy McGovern's furious. He thought that was a fair challenge. And I think, does he get the card for the challenge or the card for the protest?
I think it's for his reaction, and
let's have another look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's here we go. We'll get a look at it now. It's not a foul. It's Cantney's won the ball, and his reaction, I don't think it merited a booking. His reaction, it certainly didn't seem to be. He disputed the decision, but I mean, we see that all the time. It didn't look to be too much of an overreaction.
Coming up at the halfway stage of the first half, Commons with a free kick. Kayal shot. Oh.
Again, just prior to it, Celtic tried to take a quick free kick and tried to play it inside the Cliftonville left-hand channel, and the referee pulled it back. They've went for a short one. Cliftonville maybe a little bit slow to react, and it's an opportunity for Kayal there. He's only 25 yards out, so they need to be mentally tuned in when they don't have the ball, and when the ball's dead, that they're not going to get caught out.
And what's the big difference when you're playing a full-time side like Celtic?
Well, I mean, just look at them on the pitch. Physically, you can see there's a major difference, and sometimes it's that. I mean, I talked about Joe Gormley about 5 minutes ago, where he was pushed off the ball easily. And sometimes, you know, these guys are big, strong athletes, and it's easy for them. And that, to me, that was always the big thing that was noticeably different. You know, technically, they'll be more astute and more comfortable with the ball. But that's down to playing every day, you know. But I found the athleticism and the physique was the thing that you know was the major difference.
Wasp in the commentary box has been dealt with.
It was a quick backhander from you, Michael. There, I was glad because I thought I was going to get it in the face.
Barry Johnson, competitiveness personified. Gormley. A little touch from Wilson, winning the ball back for Celtic. George McMullen running himself into the ground.
Again, that just highlights where it comes into Gormley's feet, and most weeks he takes that and there's no, he can hold it in, but it's just the strength of Wilson at centre half. He just brushes him off the ball, and Celtic have it back. And
here's Lustig. Again, Samaras and Stokes in the area. Forrest has switched over to the right-hand side. Lustig with a touch. McMullen's at the back. Oh! I'm sure he knew what he was doing.
Do you?
Well, there were about 5,000 hearts and mouths there.
Yeah, I mean, he went and dealt with it, which is the main thing, because he didn't let the ball bounce. He didn't wait. He went and attacked it and dealt with it. Yeah, he's not too far away from putting that in his own top corner.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Six in the box for Celtic. Devlin was slow, and he's been punished by Mikael Lustig. Came to the near post, and the Swede has put Celtic in front. 25 minutes gone in the first half. Cliftonville 0, Celtic 1.
The delivery's super, and I'd be interested to get another look.